Donald Trump recently declared BRICS dead. He said that he would impose 100% tariffs on all imports into the US if they proceed to launch a common currency. He said that the BRICS was put there for a bad purpose, and if they would play with the dollar, he would impose a 100% tariff on them. You see, Trump has been threatening countries with tariffs, first Canada, Mexico, China, and now the rest of the world too, since he has come to power. He even talked about reciprocal tariffs that would come into effect soon, which means that the US would charge the same percent of tariffs that other countries charge them. Now coming back to BRICS. BRICS means Brazil, Russia, India, China, and South Africa, where conversations have been focused on de-dollarization or reducing the dependence on the US dollar in the recent times. Putin in 2023 suggested expanding settlements in national currencies and enhancing cooperation between banks, and this sentiment was echoed in 2024 when BRICS met in Russia. As a result, in 2001, the dollar held over 70% of global forex reserves, and this share was dropped to 59% in 2023. BRICS share of emerging market fuel trade is now 37%. So this means that energy transactions across the globe are shifting away from dollar. Russia and China are the major players using their own currencies for trade. Russia is selling energy in non-dollar currencies, and China's renminbi based trade rose from 17% in 2022 to 27% in 2024. But this is just a smaller part of the global trade. 90% of the global forex transactions still take place in the dollar. Why the shift, if you ask? Because the dollar is being used as a weapon too. After the Ukraine invasion, the US froze over $300 billion of Russian reserves. This led to the BRICS talking about launching its own digital pay system and digital currencies. And Trump obviously doesn't want this to happen. Speaking of the BRICS, there are two Asian countries in it, India and China. One is a friend, other is a foe. Let's talk about Trump's relationship with China today. It is not very sweet. When he was in power in his first term, his strategies were against China, so it did not overtake the US as a technology and an economic superpower. Trump had introduced putative tariffs on China to curb imports and redress a massive trade deficit. Now, why does Trump hate China so much? Well, one reason could be because Chinese were exporting at an unprecedented pace. In 2024, China exported $525 billion worth of goods into the US, while they only imported $164 billion worth of goods from the US. So the trade gap is huge, and he wants to end that. Another reason is stealing and lying. In 2018, the US claimed that the Taiwanese United Microelectronics Corporation, Fujian Jinhua, which was backed by the Chinese government, stole proprietary technology from US-based Micron Technology, which was the biggest company in the world selling chips at that time, and one of the handful companies making DRAM, which only was one in America. And then there were many such reports, like trade secrets being stolen from GE Aviation and more. Second, Trump accused Huawei of spying at the US. There is a full PDF about it on the US Department of State's website. You can go check it out. So it makes sense, right? But many people are now talking about trade war at this time when Trump came back to power between the two biggest economies of the world, China and the US. Trump hiked tariffs on China by 10%, and then China imposed retaliatory tariffs on the US. But will this help US in any way? Well, some say that it might be a game changer move for the US, and US might again start manufacturing on its own. But some say that it might just backfire. You see, when Trump was in power in 2018, he imposed tariffs on steel and aluminium. What happened? Everyone was happy initially until 2019, when the US domestic production of steel was so high and there was immense supply in the market, which led to the prices going down by 40% and buyers were less. It's a good thinking that US manufactures its own products in its own country, but what's the repercussion of that? Expensive goods for the US customers itself. Let's take scenario 1 where the US is manufacturing its own goods. Right now, most big tech giants like Apple, Tesla, etc. are manufacturing in China or cheaper countries to keep profits and prices competitive. Now, if they start manufacturing in the US, the labor cost will increase. As per a report, if an iPhone completely is made in the US, it would cost $100 more per phone for Apple. Another report suggests that Tesla was around 65% cheaper to build in China than in the US. And why so? Because the US imports a lot of raw materials from China, even if it assembles in the US, because the raw material is cheaper there. And the labor is also cheaper, just $3.7 per hour, while US workers charge $24 per hour. But all in all, it might just be that the products becomes very cheaper for the US, and the US industries might also suffer because the manufacturing cost becomes a little higher. China may not lose or may lose, but US might lose more in this case. And if retaliatory tariffs are imposed, then it might not be good for the US anyway. Now, scenario 2 where China is hit by tariffs and companies still buy from China even after the tariffs are imposed. Here what might happen is that China might only increase the price of the product. Say it exports screens to the US for $100 per screen, it might just increase it to $110 per piece for the US, including the 10% tariff amount, so that it has nothing to lose. And who loses here? It might be the industry and the customers. The only benefit would be that the company manufactures the product for a low price anyway. It will have a 10% price hike for the end customer in the US. As per a report, tariff hikes by Trump could cost $1,200 per year for a typical American household. Now you might say that it might increase the federal tax revenue. Well, only if the other countries do nothing when the tariffs are imposed. Most might impose retaliatory tariffs which will balance out the two, and there would not be a significant increase then. That's why some experts are saying that this trade war might backfire and US might suffer more with this. What do you think? Is it a good idea or is it going to backfire? Let us know in the comments, and I will see you in the next video. Like, share and subscribe to ET Now for more such news and views.
If you like this video, then like, share and subscribe to ET Now.